Hey, my beautiful, my wonderful, wonderful people, a pleasant Sunday afternoon to you. If you have not yet made Jesus Christ your personal Lord and Savior, please feel free to do so. He's the best being ever. Certainly, that would be the bestest decision you could ever make. All right, my beautiful people, I was listening to a post, or, when I say post, meaning video done, and it was posted. Credible source. And, it was talking about Europe was held the largest populace as it relates to slavery and slaves. They had 1.3 million slaves. And after 200 years after slavery would have ended, they dwindled down to 300,000. So that would have been less than 25% of the cohort that they would have had. Normally when you have people, you would have imagined that they would have been fruitful and multiplied, even though they are going through arduous tasks and being controlled by background master, by white supremacists. Okay, so they dwindled. So right away, you show where it actually went against the order of God from using the book of Genesis. So less than 25% survived. And until 1962, August 1 or August 6, respectively, when the people of Jamaica, the relevant authorities said, no more of this. We want our independence. Free us. I mean, slavery was free, we were so-called emancipated and freed from 1838. But I'm talking about the emancipation and the independence that Jamaica had garnered in 1962. And I said I was looking for something as it relates to the British Prime Minister, Cameron, his name kind of eluded me, I may not have it correctly, who had visited Jamaica. And I think, and don't quote me, could be alleged, that he had stated he would not apologize for slavery, nor will he have any discussions about reparations, that is monies owed to the descendants of the ancestors who went through horrific treatment, to say the least. There are words that can't. The vituperance is so damaging and far-reaching that there are no words to describe the effects of slavery. We see it today. The only race that I see still against each other is the black race, the black community. I mean, we only have the human race, but I'm talking as it relates to our ethnic background. I've never seen segregation, hate, malice, murder, envy and jealousies in malicious and malignant ways as I've seen among the black community. And I know that slavery had a big part and parcel to do with it. But some of it is also the individual. The Bible talks about the pride of life, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. So yes, we all go through difficult times, but some of the things we have to take responsibility. We have to be answerable. We have to be held accountable, because to whom much is given, much is required. And one of the things that people fail to realize, even if it takes long, when God transformed Moses, it took 40 years, but he was transformed. So it tells a story that you can unlearn and then relearn, and I have no problem with things taking time. It's just that it is sad that our black brother and sister seem not to be going in that direction when we look at the outcome of what slavery has brought in, and the elements that I mentioned, the output in terms of the envy, the jealousy in malicious, malignant way, the hate, the murder, the holding down like black crabs. But what disturbs me, though, is that we're living in this 21st century, this quantum new era that we call the AI era. And if Mr. Cameron, which I believe, because I think I heard through the grapevine, a good one, as I said, you have credible sources of information, that even if you yourself didn't do the research per se, you can accept because on the basis of consistency of what this source of information comes. If you're generally ill, maybe because of a chronic illness like asthma or bronchitis or something, and you go to a specific doctor, and each time you go, it treats it where you feel your attacks are less and less. You can without a shadow of a doubt trust when the doctor says, I think that this particular antibiotic, I think that this particular medication that works with the lungs will work. You will trust without you having to do a research on it, on the side effects, or if it will help you. I'm not saying that it can't falter, even if he or she's generally good. But the point I'm making, I'm defending the point of credible source of information. because sometimes we often tell people go and research it. I don't have a problem with that, but we may have the time, or we have the tools to do some kinds of research, and we can accept information. Just like when you go to school and you study from a book, you accept what they have posited the book to say it is fact, and you present it. Good. So, as I said, I strongly believe that he really did say that. I can't prove it, but I want, and the reason for that is that we look at, when the Bible talks about love, don't say you love with your tongue, show it in your actions. Of course, it matters with the words. That when he says that, it's not that he's saying that you don't say that you love, but let the words and actions. One hand can't clap. You need both to clap. Both have to clap. So words, deeds, but the deeds they are the strongest, or the stronger of the two, I should say. It is that when we look at what has happened across the globe, that we have not seen or heard, maybe you have, you can relate to me if I've missed it, of black people getting back monies for the horrific, horrendous, evil, wicked, sinister, malevolent, malicious treatment that the white supremacists, the Backramaster, and even some black people had laid upon the black community. And no, you can't bring them back, you can't take back, but you can make recompense. They can make recompense for deeds done to the foreparents. They should be ashamed. If what I was reading and listening to is actually true, which I believe it is, they should be ashamed of themselves. They shouldn't even argue. They shouldn't even open their mouth. What should happen is that every black person should, when they go in their accounts, they see some hefty sum of money, and I am sorry with it. I can't take back what they did to your foreparents, but just know that we are going to do our best to be different. We should see in our accounts a hefty sum. I don't even want to put a figure. Obviously, I'm living in Jamaica. I can only, if I use the Jamaican thing, I would say no less than $1 million Jamaican dollars. And I know people are going to say no, if you give the people are going to waste it and so forth. But what have the politicians been doing? So how different are they? So they can get it to waste it. So the regular people can't get it. They're not important. They were made different. They were made on a different planet as different kinds of human beings. Like you are the AI human beings, or they're the AI human beings while you're the real ones. Look at what the politicians have done. They've not managed their money well either. They've got monies to fix the hospitals, to improve schools, to send people back to school, all kinds of things to help the country to build. And look at the condition of the country. Still 137 or 138th place as it relates to literacy or illiteracy. Give it to the people. It obviously would be a one-off thing, so nothing is wrong with that. And if they spend bad, that is their decision. Can't police people and everything, because we're all flawed in some ways. No matter how great somebody is even with money, at some point they probably blew some, I should say. And I'm not saying that to encourage people to not be frugal with monies, but that is irrelevant. We love to police everything too much. Give back black people, every last black person that is alive and well today, monies in their accounts. Hefty sum, no less than probably 5 billion Jamaican dollars to each person. Some may say $1 million. No less. And $1 million a joke. If we really know what our ancestors went through in terms of the malevolence, the evil that was wrought against them, then we would realize that the monies can't really make up. But at least we see a headway of a seed being planted for a different world. We know that the world will get what have you in the negative. We understand using the book of Revelation. But I'm saying in the interim, they should be ashamed of themselves. They should come back, especially to the Jamaican people, because Jamaica had gotten real. That's why they hate homosexuality, because of the buggering in front of families and friends to humiliate. They should give back a hefty sum in our accounts and put, I am sorry, and I will try to do better. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube, subscribe to my channels, and send me a line.